Let's preview! It's a big one. It's the Merseyside Derby on Saturday. It's the early kickoff, and I've been waiting for the Premier League to come back so much since the international break. The international break is such a... You don't want to watch England play, but you end up watching them play anyway, and then you just regret watching them play. You wish you'd stuck with your original decision and just maybe watched something else. Anything else. Anything would have done. Hell, Crystal Maze reruns from the 90s would have been better than watching England play. I'd have got more from it. I'd have been entertained anyway. I don't care whether we won or lost or anything like that. It was just, nah. That's literally the best way I can describe it. Especially with Adam Lallana being injured as well. That's just one of our most influential players. And we're lucky in the fact that Coutinho and Firmino seem to have picked up a little bit of form while they were away with Brazil. And that could, hopefully, that's going to put us in some good stead, and maybe we won't miss Lallana. We will miss Lallana, no doubt, but we won't miss him too much. We won't, be piling too much pressure on the fact that Lallana is gone. Henderson is still out. He's had apparently a minor setback or something like that, according to Klopp. So he's had a setback, and Sturridge apparently has no chance at all of playing, which is disappointing after seeing him in training this week. And I thought, well, that's quite, whenever he comes on against Everton, he created the chance. He opened the chance for Sadio Mane to finish in the previous one this season, and it was very, very dramatic. It was a hell of a game. It was really, really difficult, and I expect exactly the same this time round. I would like it to be, well, you've got Sturridge missing, you've got Henderson missing, you've got Lallana missing. You've got, Sturridge hasn't featured a great deal this season anyway, but Henderson and Lallana, unbelievable when they play. Now, we've been lucky in some sense as well that Emre Can has started to put in some good performances as well. Wijnaldum is invaluable in our midfield, and I am starting to eat my words a little bit with Wijnaldum. About when I was saying about transfers at the start of the season, I didn't think that Wijnaldum was going to be one that I thought we were going to regret it. I really did. Now, sometimes away from home, he can still be a bit fickle, and he doesn't always put in a shift that he does at home, but regardless, he is invaluable to us right now, and now more than ever, because now we've got Lallana and Henderson missing. Not sure we've had them both missing at the same time this season. Not sure we've had them both missing at separate times, I'm pretty sure, but not sure about the same time. But you know what? We can't use them as excuses, because Everton have got their own injury problems as well. They're still managing to cope. They've got a brand new one with Sheamus Coleman, that horrific leg break in the international break. Poor guy. Genuinely poor guy, because that's just not an injury that... I would never wish any player to get injured in a serious way like that, no matter who the player is, whether I dislike them a great deal or whatever. That's unreal, and it might impact on Everton a little bit. He's a very, very good player for them, but I'm sure they'll have someone coming in for his position, so I'm not going to worry too much about what their team's going to set out like. I'm not even going to worry too much about Lukaku. Very, very informed striker at the moment. He's unreal. He can score goals from pretty much anywhere. He's starting to really, come into his own. He's come out. He's one of the few players that comes out and says, I'm not signing a contract for this club. I'm not signing an extension. And he's still putting a shift in. He's still trying. There are the odd times that Lukaku can get isolated. And if you do mark him well, you can almost mark him out of the game a little bit, because he doesn't necessarily create chances himself. He doesn't put himself about a great deal, but he's starting to do that a little bit more here and there. And the fact is, he's a goal scorer. He's a goal scoring machine at the moment. It's a little bit scary because our defence isn't the best of all time, and neither is our goalkeeper. Either of them. I don't know which. Most likely it'll be Mignolet that starts. Same back four as usual. Then you've got to go into midfield. Emre Can, Wijnaldum. I'm not sure how you shape the rest of the team. Or what? Who do we bring where? Do you put Firmino back into midfield, Coutinho back into midfield, or do you just go with the same front three that you'd normally go with, Mane, Firmino, and Coutinho? I would preferably, not preferably, I'd say as an alternative, I'd put Firmino back into midfield and put Origi up front and give him a shot. We haven't got many options now, though. Obviously, like on the bench and stuff, we've got maybe a couple of young lads. Woodburn especially could be someone that makes a little bit of a difference in this one, but I'm not entirely sure. And also, sometimes Klopp will throw you some curveballs when he's maybe looking to try and impact the game in certain ways, and he hasn't necessarily got the options he wants, he'll throw some curveballs, and that's absolutely fine, because sometimes, more often than not, they do come off. But regardless, it's a huge game. It's a huge game, not just because it's the Merseyside Derby, but because of what's going on around us in terms of the points and stuff like that, and where we are in the league. I want us to finish third this year. I do. I think we can do it. I think we've got no excuses not to do it. And it solidifies your Champions League spot for the next season. Something about the fourth place this year doesn't sit well with me, and I'm just hoping that while it's nice to see English teams going further in the Champions League and the Europa League, regardless of who they are, it is good to see them go in there, because it means that we will hopefully keep our top 4 places for a long time and not go down to 3. But there's something about them, like that, with Man United being in the Europa League and being the strong team that they are, and with Leicester pulling off these miracles after miracles, I don't want them winning the trophies and claiming a place to the 4th place. I really don't. That'd be absolutely devastating. It really would be. The same thing as well, though, in terms of points, is that Man United are only 4 points behind us, and I think they have 2 games to play, less than us. They've played 2 less games than us so far. Couldn't get my words out then. Don't know what was going on, but I think that's pretty much where they were sitting, and it doesn't sit well with me that little things like last 2 games of the season or something like that, and they could win them both and they're going to overtake us or something like that. Look, it's very close in the league right now, and we have to win every game that we can and give ourselves the best possibility of finishing as high up the table as we can, and that's all you can do. You just see what happens. You've got to see what happens and make the most of every single situation that we have. Now, I think that we can win this Merseyside Derby, but not just that, I think we have to. We've got players coming back from international duty that have been playing very well, and hopefully that bodes well for us, especially Coutinho. He's been putting in some very good performances, same with Firmino. I think that's going to be absolutely vital, especially with Lallana missing, especially with Henderson missing as well. Emre Can and Wijnaldum are going to have a hell of a job to do. Does Lucas come into the team? I forgot about Lucas actually as well. Does Lucas come into the team? Do you push Wijnaldum a little bit further forward? I don't know. The only problem I have with Lucas is that he's basically missed a yellow card. You're guaranteed he's going to get at least one in a game, and especially when it's a Merseyside derby. Lucas maybe comes in as well because he's got so much experience in these derbies as well. He's the only player that does have many years worth of experience in the Merseyside derby. Maybe that is a good point to bring him in. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think Lucas should come into the team? Let me know what you think. I think that Liverpool will win this one. I think it's going to be tight, though. I do think it's going to be tight, and it could end up being a little bit like the game earlier this season. It really could be that tight. It could be a 1-0er. I'm going to predict another 1-0. Now, I'm going to put it to Liverpool because I want them to get it, and I think they can get it. They've got every reason to be able to get it. We shouldn't be using Lallana and Henderson being out and Sturridge being out as well as excuses or anything like that for not winning this game. If we go there and we play as we have done in the past against the big teams, against some of the smaller teams, but the big teams especially, if we play like we have done against the likes of Spurs, against the likes of Arsenal, man, we can do this, and we've got to believe that we can do it. Be positive. I'm going for a 1-0er, which doesn't sound like the most positive result, but every win counts. I don't care how many goals you score, as long as you win, that is the main thing, and I think that Liverpool can do it, and I think that they will do it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think will win this game? I'll put a poll up right here, and who do you think will win this game? Everton or Liverpool? Or do you think it will be a draw? Should also put that in there as well, but fingers crossed it's not a draw. I don't want a draw. I want to win. Let's go and win. Let's go and do it. Come on. Let's believe that we can do it. I hope that we can do it. Come on, I'm so excited to have it back. Premier League is back. Let's get down to it, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like on the video if you could. That'd be so helpful. Subscribe if you're new around here. Had quite some new subscribers in, so thank you very much for subscribing if you have, and all of the older subscribers as well. Thank you ever so much for sticking around. Thanks ever so much for watching as well, and I'll catch you later.